Hello everybody and welcome to the finale of the Kingdom Hearts HD Dream Drop Distance playthrough.
End of the road, huh?
Hell yes, this is the end.
Now I'm back in the real world.
Now just to point out, to get into this cutscene you do have to walk through that doorway again after you finished Sora's side, but I just thought, speed it up, go straight into it. So yes, where are you, Sora? What the hell's happened?
A Dream Eater. Is that where Sora is? How do I get across? Oh. Right. I get it.
So yes, we've got to use Dreamline to make it from one Dream Eater to the next. And basically, we are straight into the final boss. It's a very, very quick turnaround to get into here. And yeah, we are about to have so much plot thrown at us. It is insane and also ludicrously epic. And I am super excited.
Hands off my new vessel.
Vessel?
Yes, we originally had our sights set on you, but you developed a certain resistance to darkness. So we did what the Keyblade did, and moved down the list. Roxas. Now there was a worthy candidate. But, unfortunately, he became too aware of himself, and returned to Sora. Organization 13's true goal is to divide Xehanort's heart among 13 vessels. Thanks to you and Sora, we learned not all our candidates were fit for the task, but we managed to make up the difference. And now, Sora, the 13th vessel, is within our grasp.
13 Xehanorts? What is...
The real Organization 13.
the organization?
I am Xehanort from the most distant past. My future self gave me a task: to visit the splintered versions of myself in many worlds and ensure they gathered here today.
From the past?
There are restrictions to movement through time. First, you must leave your body behind to do it. Then there must be a version of you waiting at the destination. Upon arrival, you can only move forward as per the laws of time. And you cannot rewrite the events that are destined to happen.
What have you done?
My most future self will arrive soon. Then time for all of us will return to normal. And I will go back to my era to live the life fate has in store. He can vouch for that.
I'm glad I'm not too late.
Mickey!
Just grab Sora so we can go. I can't stop them for long.
Okay. Mickey!
I said hands off!
How can you be moving?
Oh no. Are you?
Be gone!
And here we go. Our final boss fight. The one that's the actual final boss fight, but not the technical final boss fight. It is obviously multi-phase. You know the drill. This is quite a cool fight, I have to say. We have the pretty spectacular L'Impeto Oscuro, the Dark Impetus, as the music track throughout this, and it is pretty epic. Now, I will say, this is a really fun fight. Young Xehanort can be very aggressive and really will go hard on you, so I would definitely recommend having maybe 3 cures of some description in your deck for this, because he can really go for it, and this fight can go on for quite a while if you're not careful. Thankfully, bringing in those balloonras and anything that can let you attack from a distance is really going to do you good throughout this. And honestly, as long as you sort of get your dodges in, you're all good, because you don't have to worry about dropping at all, because obviously there is nothing to drop to. And yeah, it's just a case of taking him down bit by bit. And honestly, I did think that I was going to have more trouble with this fight, because I remember when I first played it on the 3DS, I had a bit of a nightmare with it, because it is a challenging fight. Young Xehanort can be really quite brutal, especially obviously, you know, like bringing in stop moves, so you move a lot slower, which is delightful. But it is okay, because he's pretty low down in terms of health right now, and I'm sure we're going to be able to take him down just fine. We've got the power of the Keyblade on our side, and also all of our friends, because after all, my friends are my power, and I'm theirs. And honestly, there's no way Xehanort could win. He might get everything he wants, but he's not going to win, I can tell you that now. And I will say, this is the bit that most people tend to get quite frustrated with this fight at, because once you've taken down his health bar, he goes into this clock phase, where basically you've got to pull off a reality shift. This bit's not too difficult. As long as you know you actually do it correctly and don't completely mess it up, which clearly I was doing quite frequently there, and that will put you into the final phase of the fight, which admittedly is the bit that's the most rubbish, because you now have a very limited time in order to defeat Young Xehanort. Basically, you've got to get that health bar down to 0 before the clock does or hits 12. So you do have enough time to get through this, but you constantly have Young Xehanort flinging out of it and attacking you, which can be really quite infuriating to get through. However, if you have things like Balloonra, Triple Plasma, anything that's a long distance attack, then that pretty much means that you're going to be able to sort of get in there and cause the chaos that you need to in order to take him down. And obviously I decided to end it with a good old Link attack, because I thought, yeah, let's make use of it, and then it nearly killed me quite badly, and I did quite regret that decision. But it's fine, because it looked cool. And it was just like, no, that needs to stop immediately. And I very much do need a heal. Thankfully, you know, they didn't decide to fully go in and attack me, and I did have more than enough time in the end. Because if this gets to the end, then he's going to fully heal. Well, not fully heal, but he's going to heal some of his health bar, and you're going to have to go back into the previous phase of the fight until you get to this phase, and it just repeats until you're done. But yes, there we go. That is our kind of actual final boss fight done and dusted, which went a lot smoother than I expected. So let's see how it all plays out.
Are you okay, Riku?
Yeah. Thanks, Mickey.
Master Xehanort! Huh? We were right about you!
All of this was decided. My 12 selves would welcome me here on this day, when I would return a complete person. It is the future which lies beyond my sight.
Why are you doing this?
In ancient times, people believed that light was a gift from an unseen land by the name of Kingdom Hearts. But Kingdom Hearts was safeguarded by its counterpart, the Keyblade. Warriors vied for that precious light, thus beginning the Keyblade War. The violent clash shattered the Keyblade into 20 pieces. 7 of light and 13 of darkness. And the only real Kingdom Hearts was swallowed by the darkness, never to surface again. I once tried to create my own pure light and darkness to forge the Keyblade, but the attempt ended in failure. In my eagerness, I had lost sight of the correct way to achieve my goal. I acted rashly. I can admit that now.
What you did back then, your mistakes, changed the destinies of 3 of my friends.
But destiny is never left to chance. I merely guided them to their proper places. The broken boy who failed to be the blade, the misguided master who sacrificed herself for a friend, and the feckless youth who became my new vessel.
I couldn't find a way to save them. But I wanted to believe that their sacrifice stopped you for good. Why? How was I so blind? I should have seen it as soon as Maleficent started gathering the 7 princesses of heart.
Yes. They were all my doing. I used the evil fairy to find 7 pure lights for me, just as I prepared 13 vessels to fill with pure darkness.
But you failed. Sora stopped you in your tracks on both counts.
Yes, he did. That dull, ordinary boy. A Keyblade wielder so unlike any I have ever seen. However, I have not abandoned my ambitions. The 7 Guardians of Light and the 13 Seekers of Darkness.
7 Guardians of Light? Well, for Keyblade wielders, there's me and Riku and Sora. And my 3 missing friends, that's 6. Then the 7th would be... Oh, that means the 13 Seekers of Darkness.
Yes, little king. Perceptive. But Sora and another on your list belong to me now. And that puts you 3 guardians short. But worry not. All of the pieces are destined to appear. Your 7 lights, just like my 13 darknesses, whose final clash will beget the prize I seek.
The
Keyblade! But first, the 13 darknesses shall be united. All the seats have been filled. And now, the last vessel shall bear my heart like the rest.
No!
Sora!
No!
Axel!
Axel? Please. The name's Lee. Got it memorized?
You're not supposed to be here!
Promises to keep. I'll always be there to get my friends back. What? Bad timing? You had your perfect little script, but you kind of forgot to write the sequel. Now, let's find out what happens.
What now, you old coot? Our time is up!
Isa.
Why are you here, Axel?
No, I told you my name's... Whatever. Axel. Fine. Now let's get out of here.
Right.
Were we supposed to do that?
I think so.
Goofy, Donald, you saved us.
We are out of time. Neither the union of light nor darkness has been achieved. We must all return whence we came. But the gathering of the 7 and 13 is nigh. Let us finish this at the fated place, once your lights and my darknesses have joined together.
So yes, late great Leonard Nimoy came back for Master Xehanort and did a phenomenal job with what little he had there. It was wonderful. That, unfortunately, is the last we'll ever hear of Leonard Nimoy in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, because he sadly passed away after this game came out. So, unfortunately, we'll not have him for Kingdom Hearts 2, which makes me really sad. But there we go. Master Xehanort has been very busy indeed, and Sora's very much asleep. Really do need to go wake him up now, I think.
Aw, Sora. Don't tell me your heart's sleeping too.
No, Mickey. This affliction is not the same.
Can we do anything for him?
Yeah.
In your Mark of Mastery exam, you were to unlock 7 sleeping keyholes. By doing so, you would awaken those worlds from their prison of slumber, and also acquire the power to free a heart from its sleep. Riku, you unlocked those keyholes within Sora's dreams. Therefore, it stands to reason that you now have the power to awaken Sora's heart.
You want him to dive back into Sora's sleep? But, Master, Sora's heart is down in the darkest abyss. If Riku's not careful, he might just get trapped down there with him. No, I'll go instead.
And perhaps you may even succeed, Mickey. But there is no denying Riku stands the better chance, having dived into Sora's heart as long as he has.
Mickey, I really appreciate it, but I'll go wake Sora up.
Riku!
Look at his face. sleeping like nothing's wrong. Like there's nothing to even worry about. He's always been like that. The three of us would agree to work on the raft, and then this guy would go take a nap on the beach. You see, it's my job to keep him on his toes. Besides, what kind of Keyblade master sleeps through his test? I'm doing it for me too. Sora saved me once. And I heard him call my name. He needs me.
There's something real strong that binds us to each other. Even in the darkness, you can reach him. All you gotta do is follow that connection.
Gee, we're all connected to Sora.
You said it!
And if the darkness gets you, I promise I'll bail you out. Dark Rescue's my middle name.
Guys, thank you. Sora and I will be back soon.
Yeah.
And here we go, into the final dive of the game to my heart's descent, which is really quite magical actually, and we basically just have to tag, I think it's, 30 Soras, get all sorts of Sora memories. We've got Sora in all sorts of his outfits. You've got the original Kingdom Hearts one, you've got his Dream Drop Distance variant. I'm pretty sure there is somewhere in here his KH2 variant as well. There's also some anti-Soras flying about, and also you have all of his memories from across the games, which is really quite awesome to see. And this is going to lead us to our actual final boss, even though it doesn't necessarily feel entirely like a normal final boss would do, i.e. the one that we just had with the young Xehanort, but there we go. We're into Sora's heart.
This abyss. Am I in Sora's dream? What?
And here we are, the Armored Ventus Nightmare. We have the quite excellent The Eye to Darkness as the background music to this fight, and honestly it's a really cool looking fight because you flit between sort of just the pitch blackness of the darkness. It is challenging to see the Armored Ventus Nightmare in this, but you can lock onto him and it's fine. But it's just the shifts from this into sort of that bright white light with the darkness popping around in it. It's a really cool thing, and I mean, it is a fun fight. It's a lot easier than young Xehanort, which is why it's one of those just like it's the same with the Riku fight versus the Xion fight in FIFA for 2 days. It's not quite as spectacular, but it's still perfectly effective and it makes sense in terms of the narrative. But yeah, this is just, I suppose it's a little bit of a victory lap for Riku to show that he is an absolute badass right now, and so of course he's going to save Sora. I mean, how else was this ever going to end? We just need for the Armored Ventus Nightmare just to stand still for a little bit, just so that, you know, I can get some actual attacks off on him, and then he pulls this off. And then we just have to go Nightmare Clash it out. And this is basically a much cooler and more effective way of doing the Vanitas fight at the end of Venom's story in Birth by Sleep, because you're not very likely to die at that moment in time, whereas obviously in that one you might do. But there we go, that is all of our battling in Kingdom Hearts HD Dream Drop Distance done. It is time to experience the ending, but it's not the end of our control, because a whole lot is going to take place. There's a reason this finale takes over an hour.
Sora! I'll find you, Sora.
And so, Riku awakens, back on Destiny Island. Now, if you manage to get, I think it's 5 trophies on Proud, 7 on Normal,
What is it that you're so afraid of?
within the game, so in the trophy shelf, then all you need to do is answer 3 questions from various characters connected to Sora's heart correctly. For Roxas, it is losing something that's important.
That's important.
And we'll get asked these questions, and we have to answer them, and they have to be correct in order to continue our path to unlock the secret ending. It's a bit
Roxas?
involved, I suppose.
Wait.
What is the one thing you care about
Yes,
more than anything
here
else?
is Ventus.
Huh?
And the answer to this one? My close friends.
My close
Obviously.
friends. What is going on? Huh? Sora!
And last but not least... we have Shion.
Who are you?
Randomly voiced here by Hayden Panettiere,
More questions.
rather than Alison Stoner. But there we go.
Alright. I wish...
So, I wish to recover something
to
important.
recover something important that I lost.
And with those 3 answers, we're one step closer to that secret ending. And Riku's about to have a nice conversation with someone that he hasn't seen for a while.
What's this?
You were not the visitor I expected.
Diz! I mean, Ansem the Wise. What are you doing here?
Perhaps I wanted to atone for events of the past, even if no apology can undo the harm I have wrought. I felt that I ought to leave at least something behind. So I digitized myself and my research and hid them within Sora.
So this is... data?
Yes. A clue, I hope, to finding yourselves or your lost friends in your hour of need. The heart has always been quick to grow. Each exposure to light, to the natural world, to other people, shapes this most malleable part inside of us. Nobody's are not different from us in that manner. Sora was the only one able to return to his human form without destroying his nobody. That is a statement to the love in his heart for other people, and the bonds that tie them together. Perhaps he has the power to bring back the hearts and existences of those connected to him, to recreate people we thought were lost to us forever. Our most precious treasures, even an empty puppet, the trees of the forest, and the petals on the wind. There are hearts around us everywhere we look. And it does not take superhuman powers to see them. Surely we remember as children the way our hearts made everything seem so shiny and perfect. Sora has a heart like that, uncorrupted, willing to see the good before the bad. When he sees the heart in something, it then becomes real. When a connection seems broken, he may have the power to mend it. He has touched countless hearts. He has accepted them, and he has saved them. And some of those hearts have never left him, whether they fell into darkness or were trapped there, whether they sleep in the darkness of Sora's heart, or were welcomed into its warmth. They can be saved. All Sora needs to do is be himself and follow wherever it is that his heart takes him. It is the best and the only way. The rest is in there.
All right. Thanks. Thank you.
Of course. Now, why is it that you are here?
I kinda need to wake Sora up.
Don't tell me he's gone to sleep again.
Yeah. What'll I do with him?
What, indeed? Never fear. Sora is safe.
Huh?
He's not here. You see, by defeating the nightmare imprisoning Sora, you freed him.
You mean the Sora wrapped in that black phantom?
Then you came here, and you were questioned by 3 young people. That was the final key to awaken him. Sora is awake. You can go home now.
Really? Thank you.
I do not believe you ever told me your name.
It's Riku.
Oh, I do love that scene. It's a lovely little conversation, and now we get what is arguably one of the silliest endings to a Kingdom Hearts film, Kingdom Hearts game, but it's quite fun.
Hey, Donald! Come on, you're hogging it all.
Calm down, Sora, and drink your tea.
Gosh, it sure is yummy.
Hey! Riku! You're safe! Riku!
Wait, haven't we got this backwards? And why are you having a tea party?
You're safe, Riku!
Oh, never mind. You okay? Feeling all right?
Yeah, I've never been better. I was watching what was going on in my dream, and I could hear your voice the whole time. Thanks, Riku. Thanks, everybody. Oh yeah! Did we pass the test?
You performed truly admirably, both of you. More than anything, I am grateful to have you both back from Xehanort's deception unharmed. And I am grateful to Lee, whose spontaneous actions turned the tides. I am also deeply sorry for failing to perceive the danger and throwing you headlong into a perilous test. This experience has revealed many hidden truths, and we must gird ourselves for the great clash with darkness that lies before us. I believe we need a new Keyblade Master, one with a new kind of power. Sora and Riku, you both deserve the honor. However, one of you braved the realm of sleep again to unlock the final keyhole and save a friend. Riku, I name you our new true Keyblade Master.
Way to go, Riku!
Yeah?
I knew you were gonna pass with flying colors. This is just so awesome.
Gee, Sora, you're kind of acting like it's you that passed.
I told you Sora still needed some practice.
Hey,
Really? I'm a Keyblade Master?
Congratulations, Riku!
Thank you, Mickey. I owe it to my friends.
I'll catch up with you in no time flat.
what? You want to be a Keyblade Master?
Yeah. I mean, I came here to learn how to wield one.
You?
Hey, thanks for the vote of confidence. You know I was gonna come swooping in, Keyblade in hand. But I just couldn't get mine to materialize. Must be in the snap of the wrist or something. Oh.
Wow!
And with that, you and a whoa,
Do you have to go?
Lee can wield the Keyblade now.
I did doze off. I
Why
just
not?
have some stuff to take care of.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I won't be long.
Be careful.
Very careful.
Right. See you soon.
And that's the end of Kingdom Hearts HD Dream Drop Distance. I know that a lot of people have mixed feelings about the ending there. I think some people find it a little bit too overly comedic, what with, you know, the disguised glasses and mustache, and the whole fact that Riku becomes the new Keyblade Master, Sora doesn't. I think people are a bit with that. It makes sense in the context, although there's also the question of, well, they both deserve it, so why not let them both be Keyblade Masters? But it's why I do ultimately see Dream Drop Distance as being Riku's story, and it's quite nice that he has got pretty much a full game that is his. And even though Sora's obviously part of it and playable in it, it's Riku's story, and that is quite nice to have. And it's a nice sort of bit of character development for him. I know a lot of people were also a bit like with Lee and the Keyblade and stuff, because they were just like, can just everybody wield a Keyblade right now? And I think sort of that's sort of where they're heading to, in a way, with the whole Keyblade stuff of, as long as you've got kind of the light in your heart, you can, or you've got the kind of strength of heart, anybody can wield a Keyblade, and that's quite a nice message to have, I suppose, because, I mean, it's very similar to Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, actually, of kind of the overarching message of that film is anybody can wear the mask, anybody can do good, and it's a real kind of nice motivator, and I like that. So, I mean, even though it's not quite to the caliber of like the original Kingdom Hearts 1 ending or the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2, I mean, it's not really even to the caliber of the ending of Birth by Sleep, but I do think that this was it's a fun aside, really, as a game. And obviously, I mean, it's a direct sequel. It's sort of leading us into Kingdom Hearts 3. But it's a nice change of pace, I suppose, in terms of the narrative. There's no huge heartbreak, as there is in all the other titles. So it's nice that there's a bit more levity here, which I do appreciate. I also like that obviously we had Simple and Clean or Hikari Orchestral Instrumental in the beginning, and then in the end here we get Sanctuary After Battle as the ending theme. Because it ties all of it together, and it's just like it's tying all of the Xehanauts together. I mean, the fact that Isa is also a Xehanort now, that whole thing, it's tying the Guardians of Light together, kind of across all games. I mean, that particular shot is just pure iconic amazingness, and I do really like that. But, yeah, that's sort of... Well, we're just going to continue on with the credits, but there's a little bit kind of partway through this, which is where for all, well, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 you had March Caprice and Fantasia La Masia. Here you instead have Dream Drop Distance: The Next Awakening, which is in contrast to basically every other Kingdom Hearts game. Credits, it's playable, which is quite fun. I always like a good playable credit sequence, because they're always absolutely delightful. But I'll talk more about that when we actually get into it. But I will, well, actually no, I think, saying that, there's multiple stages to these credits, which just always confuses me, but I suppose now's probably a good time to just talk about my overall view of Dream Drop Distance. I think when I came back into it initially, I was just like, oh, this doesn't quite feel right. Because obviously I'd just come off of Birth by Sleep, which I'd really gotten back into and really loved Birth by Sleep. I would say that that's still one of my favourite Kingdom Hearts games, up there with 2 in the original, obviously. So coming back into this, something did feel a little bit weird with the gameplay. Flow motion's always been fun, but it's perhaps a little bit too broken. the Dream Eaters are cute and fun, but lack the sort of strength of personality of Donald and Goofy and the Disney cast. And the worlds are, I think, quite well done actually, and I do really enjoy them. And once sort of you've got into the flow of the gameplay, it's Kingdom Hearts, and so of course it's fun. And I do really like the just the flair of the whole thing. And oh yes, here's the lovely dive bit. So yes, it is playable. Basically, this is also important in terms of completing the or getting the secret ending. Basically, there are a whole bunch of golden letters that you will see throughout this sequence, and basically, in order to get it, you have got to get the secret message unlocked. And in order to do that, you need to hit every single letter, which is going to spell out a secret message. Which, I mean, if you kind of hadn't had that sort of explained to you, would probably make it quite obvious what, well, it wouldn't be initially quite obvious what the message is going to be, but then, obviously once you've got the capital M and the capital S, it's kind of just like, well, it's quite obviously secret message unlocked. So yeah, I have to say, I do like this. I mean, I always love playable credits because it's just much more involving, it's much more exciting, I'm more likely to want to sit through it then. It's why I've always loved like the Platinum Games stuff, because majority of their credits are playable. At least a nice chunk of them are playable, and that's just really fun. And it gives you more to look at and to do. Because obviously, I mean, these credits in total, we're looking at about sort of 10 minutes at least, maybe a bit more. And obviously 10 minutes of just sort of pure music, while wonderful, you've got to do something to make it a bit more interesting, haven't you, really? And this is always a fun way of doing so. I mean, I would say that the Kingdom Hearts games have always had pretty decent credits in the grand scheme of things, because they have always had stuff going on in them. I mean, like, you've frequently gotten, like, glimpses of what's happening with characters after the game's over and all of that. So that's all quite good. But I do really like this whole sequence as well. The only annoying thing is that obviously if you miss a letter, then that's no secret message unlocked for you! But thankfully this is really not that difficult, because you're given more than enough notice to move Sora to the letters, and I'm pretty sure that the... well, he has a pretty big hitbox, so as long as you're at least close enough, you should be pretty much sorted. And there we go, all we need is an O. Which is right there. So that right there is our secret message unlocked. I feel super happy, and we are now into the final portion of the credits. Basically, at this point in time, our secret ending is unlocked, but there is one final message that is not quite hidden, but ever present throughout this bit of the credits. Got a lovely sentence here, which is going to spell something out. So this... as soon as it, you know, ties together. So yeah, just keep an eye on this as we go. That is that's definitely an L. I mean, it looks more like a 1, but it is an L. Trust me. So yeah, on the whole, I have ended up really enjoying my revisit to Dream Drop Distance. It took me a while to get back into it, but I think by sort of the end of the story I was just like, yes, I'm loving this again. It's not quite as, I suppose, spectacular as the other titles in some ways, but I think that it is still a really fun title. And say what you will about the crazy ride that you end up going on in sort of the final world and the ending with the Xehanort, the time travel, and the everything that goes on. But it does just feel suitably Kingdom Hearts, and honestly was just a fun ride all the way through. So honestly, I cannot complain too much, and particularly sort of this bit of the credits when I was just like, what are you doing with these letters? What are you explaining to me? So we've had this leads. I think as soon as we get on to the next one, it's probably going to be a 2. So this leads to, and honestly, I mean, I think everybody at this point in the franchise was just like, where's my Kingdom Hearts 3? Where's my Kingdom Hearts 3? I need my Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, honestly, the fact that when I'm recording this, we are 23 days away from Kingdom Hearts 3, and my brain's just going, oh my god! It's just one of those things of just the hype train in me is getting quite excited. Very much so, because obviously we waited for such a long time, and I think some people were frustrated that obviously this wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3. They were just like, why are we having another spin-off? But it does do a very good job of bringing everybody, I suppose, up to speed on certain bits. So obviously we have the data inside of Sora, we have a way of now awakening hearts that are sleeping, we have Xehanort's ultimate plan, we've got a number of key players back in the game, and so really it's a very important spin-off, as they say, in the franchise, and it really is a kind of, it's a main title. And, so this leads to Kingdom. I think you can see where this is going. And I remember when I realised where this was heading, I was just like, oh, Nomura. Nomura, you sly dog. But, I mean, the fact that also we come towards the end of this with the really, really beautiful version of Dearly Beloved that Dream Drop Distance has is it just makes me smile every single time. I mean, I am super excited to see what they do with Kingdom Hearts 3's Dearly Beloved, because I'm sure that that's going to be, well, I hope that that's going to be the most beautiful Dearly Beloved that has ever been. But yes, this leads to Kingdom Hearts. And the credits aren't over just yet. So we had Ansem, I think it was Shion and Roxas. We have Aqua, Ven and Terra. And as Sora and Riku walk towards the light, there was our 3. This leads to Kingdom Hearts 3. And oh my god, I could not be happier. So there is our secret message. We will we'll go and have a look at that in a bit, in the extras, I think, but maybe. But yes, this is our stinger. That's quite delightful.
Good. I was hoping this world was still here. But where are they? There! Thanks! You're the best!
I think that smile just sort of extended my life a little bit. But yes, that, my friends, is the end of Kingdom Hearts HD Dream Drop Distance. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you will join me for the extras. There's a lot to cover, and it's going to be an absolute blast. So, yes, once again, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the secret... Oh! No, we're just going to go straight into the secret ending like that. So, yes, enjoy the secret ending. The Darkness Awakens.
This world is just too small.
The light in the darkness. Leads to the last key.
Sora's late. Do you think he's okay? Gorsh, Lee sure hurried back to Radiant Garden, and now Master Yen Sid's sending Riku away too, on some mystery errand. You think we'll ever get to do something important? Hmm? Oh, welcome back, Riku! Hey, wait! Oh!
The Keyblade Wars of yore plunged the true Kingdom Hearts into darkness, and the Keyblade was shattered. But the light still shining in the hearts of children rebuilt the world that we know today. And the light from the broken Keyblade was then divided into 7, to protect the number of pure hearts in the world.
7 pure lights. They're the princesses of heart.
Indeed. Those 7 pure hearts form the very source of all light in the world. If they are lost, the world will again give way to shadow. Thus, even if we deliberately avoid finding our 7 lights to avert another Keyblade war, Xehanort will still target the 7 princesses in order to forge the Keyblade.
So, there's gonna be a clash between 7 lights and 13 darknesses? And there's nothing we can do to avoid triggering the Keyblade War?
To protect the 7 pure hearts, we will need 7 lights strong enough to stand against the 13 darknesses.
So we're missing 1 Guardian of Light. Riku! You're back!
That's right. Master Yen Sid. I brought you the guest you asked for, but you never said why.
Huh? Wow!
I have come to learn that you too can wield a Keyblade. I am glad you are here.
Reconnect Kingdom Hearts. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.